I'm Adrienne Pedersen. Today on Upfront. First-hand accounts from Wisconsinites on the front lines in Eastern Europe as the crisis in Ukraine worsens.
If you're going to leave Kyiv, you need to leave now.
Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reporter Caitlin Farrell in Poland. U.S. Ambassador Tom Barrett in Luxembourg.
I'm concerned. I think anybody has to be concerned right now.
We're talking with both of them today. Plus, Michael Gableman's highly anticipated report on the 2020 election. One of his targets is here to respond. And increasing threats to Wisconsin healthcare workers. The bipartisan legislation sending a strong message.
Taking on the issues important to Wisconsin. This is Upfront with your host, Adrienne Pedersen.
First-hand accounts of the unfolding crisis in Ukraine through the eyes of American journalists like Caitlin Farrell from Wisconsin. Farrell is in Eastern Europe reporting for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel and USA Today, documenting the growing humanitarian crisis.
We are very scary right now, and my family is in Ukraine. My dad went to this war, and I'm just here trying to explain to all the people all around the world that now we need to stand with Ukraine.
Thank you for joining us. We have two interviews today from Eastern Europe as the Russian invasion of Ukraine continues to intensify. Ambassador Tom Barrett, the former Milwaukee mayor, is standing by in Luxembourg. But first, we start with Caitlin Farrell in Poland. I talked with her earlier this week. What are the families telling you? What was that journey like for them?
So the families I talked to yesterday, many of the people had spent more than 20 hours traveling, depending on where they were coming from. As Kyiv started to get worse and the bombing increased there was limited time where there ended up being a smaller window where they said, okay, if you're going to leave Kyiv, you need to leave now. And I think a lot of people tried to exit the city at that time. And so, train stations that are just mobbed. Everyone now is fleeing really to Lviv, which is one of the largest city in the west of Ukraine. And I think we're going to continue to probably see the congestion and refuge. That'll be a major hub for refugees in the country because we've seen Russian forces take some major cities in the south. And then if Kyiv becomes more embattled, all the trains will be rerouting through Lviv to get further west into Poland. So folks have been on the train for like 28 hours, taking a train from Kyiv to Lviv, and then from Lviv to Przemysl, where I am now. But packed train cars. I've tweeted some videos. You can see like standing room only in a train car where people are traveling for over 24 hours. But what I've seen is that, as soon as they've gotten off the train here in Poland, they're met with volunteers, hot soup, bags of food. I've taken some photos of like large rooms and train stations just filled with cots and blankets. And so the families that I talked to were really complimentary of the Polish people and the reception that they had gotten once they got here.
Where do the refugees go? I mean, it sounds like they're getting help from volunteers, they're getting supplies, but then what? Do they know?
So that's a good question. So my understanding is that the government, they get off trains and they're often given food and put into hotels, but there are government officials here in Przemysl who are helping settle them in apartments as well. Is that right? That they're helping them get apartments too. We just were looking into this. So we're right downtown Przemysl right now, really close to City Hall, and we're trying to figure that out.
I imagine that there are some heartbreaking stories because from what we're seeing, it sounds like a lot of women and children who had to leave husbands and fathers behind to who knows what.
Right. So, right now the law in Ukraine is that Ukrainian men are not allowed to leave the country or must return back. So I did actually interview a family that's in my story. My stories are being published in USA Today and the Journal-Sentinel. So there's a family in one of those stories today where the father came to Poland just to drop his wife and children here to make sure they arrive safely. And he's going back now to volunteer and fight. I think the people that I've talked to here are devastated and sad. But I think, too, as I've written, there's a real distinct and poignant resolve and calm among the Ukrainian people about what the world is seeing as far as how their country is responding with such resiliency to this moment.
And I think it's really interesting that people from Poland are going into Ukraine to try to help fight. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. You know, Ukrainian President Zelensky has called on anyone from nations across the world to come and join him. And what was the number? 16,000 people from across Europe so far have registered to join. Across the world have registered to join the Ukrainian army, and so it's really remarkable. You're reading reports about a group of people from Ireland coming across. Croatians, Sweden. So, yeah, we're hoping to find more of those folks who are crossing the border at various points. But it's a really amazing thing to say and to see that folks are willing to do this because they believe in what Ukraine is standing up for.
Luxembourg is sending anti-tank weapons and other aid to Ukraine. Former Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett, now U.S. Ambassador to Luxembourg, is in Luxembourg City. He talked with Upfront executive producer and political correspondent Matt Smith.
Broadly, as we speak, as this crisis unfolds, what is the role of U.S. ambassadors and the U.S. broadly in this region?
Well, I would say there are really three aspects to what we do with the government, because we're working with the government. And one is the communication. It's important. And I think that the Luxembourg government appreciates getting our intelligence. The United States intelligence has been phenomenally accurate in predicting what was going to happen. And I say that hoping that some of it would have been wrong, but it has been spot on in predicting what would happen. So there's the communication aspect. Then it's the cooperation, working together, making sure that the European Union and the United States are working together, and then coordinating the response, because you have to have a coordinated response.
Friday, we saw those initial reports of the fire at the nuclear plant in Kyiv. How concerning is this from where you're sitting in Luxembourg?
Well, it's very concerning, I think, for anybody who looks at this. When you're talking about nuclear power, when you're talking about exposure to anything nuclear, that raises a lot of eyebrows. And the fact that very irresponsibly, Putin has said essentially that this is something that they have at their disposal, if you will. The weapons, you have to wonder what that means in terms of the power plant. But I know that our colleagues that oversee nuclear power are trying to do everything they can from an American standpoint to make sure that this does not become a danger to human life. But I'm concerned. I think anybody has to be concerned right now because it is so irresponsible and dangerous, and I think criminal, what's going on right now in Ukraine. We and our allies are trying to do everything we can to end this war.
I was going to say, is that the importance of your position and ambassadors across the region at this point, is conveying that message from the U.S.? And how closely in contact are you with the State Department and White House in terms of being on the same page with this?
Well, we get communications on an hourly basis out of Washington, D.C. to let us know what the current thinking is, to get us the current intelligence. That's been one of the surprises. There's a lot of intelligence that I have access to let me know what's going on. And again, I will say, now this is going back several weeks, as I was getting that intelligence, and I was thinking, I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. But every single step of the way, our intelligence accurately predicted what Russia's next steps were going to be. And I think that has given us greater credibility with our allies here, because in the past, that has not always been the case, that the United States intelligence has not been accurate in a number of very notable situations. But in this instance, it has been incredibly accurate. And I think our allies respect that and appreciate that.
Ambassador, as you sit here today, how does this all end?
Well, hopefully it ends by Putin stopping the war. That's what's going to happen. You've got one man who has decided that he wants to, in essence, recreate a Russian empire, and he's starting in Ukraine. And people should not lose sight of the fact that we're having hundreds of Ukrainians lose their lives, but Russians are losing their lives as well. And I do hope in this new world where everyone has access to a camera and a phone, that people who have family members who are in Russia are getting the word to the people in Russia. Don't believe the lies they're telling you. Look at these phone videos. Look at what's going on in Ukraine. I think the more everyday people in Russia understand how wrong Putin is, how irresponsible these actions are, I think that puts some pressure on him. And I think that has to happen.
Coming up, the much anticipated report from Michael Gableman.
Ms. Wolf should be removed from WEC for cause. She has not been administering these elections in a fair, transparent, and accountable way.
Megan Wolf, administrator of the Wisconsin Elections Commission, is here with her reaction.